Hello, everyone. Just a quick one on Bitcoin, what I was talking about recently, and long-term patterns on the charts. So I've got up here a weekly chart. As you can see, we're negotiating that all-important Fibonacci retracement. Actually, it's just moved off of that level there. Let me get this back correctly. This low here was up here. So, as you can see, we're negotiating the 786 Fibonacci retracement on the long-term chart from December 2017 highs of 19,000, nearly 20,000. Let's get that on there perfectly because that's not correct, quite right. There we go. And to the lows in December. Usually in December, something happens. So I think this year we're going to make new highs in December because something usually happens in December. We had the big high in 2017, the low in 2018, and then we had quite low again we had lows again. We had a bottoming out period where last year's lows came in and it went along there. So we either have lows or highs, and we've had two low points in the last 2 years. So I think that this December, there's a great chance of there being high. Of course, that might not happen because it might just nothing happen because something always, until something doesn't happen, if you know what I mean, and it works until it doesn't work. That's always a good motto to have in trading. It, like with moving averages, the 21-week EMA always supports Bitcoin when it corrects in an upturn. It'll work. Get that line on there. It'll work, and then it'll work until it doesn't work. So one day it might not work, and then the whole thing is, but you're just looking for it to rhyme. We're negotiating that 786. We've been up, we've touched it. We're not going through it yet. This week, we're looking like a spinning top candle, a little bit like a spinning top candle where it's indecisive. You've got a wick at the bottom about the same as the wick at the top, and then not much body. Call that a spinning top candle, where it's indecisive. There's buyers and sellers. I thought there would be, to be honest, because we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6th week of green. Yeah, 6th week of green from October the 5th when we had lows of 10,525. That was the big one when we broke that 10.5K. That was always a big one because look, if you look across from 10.5K, looking left, it's all there's so much there. I mean, there was last October there. There was February 2020 got to there, and then there was October 2019, and then it skirted along that level. Lots of weekly opens and closes all last year at 10.5. When it got past 10.5K, look, it's gone on a 6-week run of green. Right, what I wanted to talk about, though, with this chart open is the Gartley and the butterfly pattern that I was on about earlier. So have a look at that chart there, where it goes down, up, down, up. Right, and now I will share my screen and show you a picture. There's a Gartley. So if it's a Gartley, we've gone down from the 2017 to 2018 lows, then up again, down again. And now up, and we're going to go down from here where we are now. This is the rise up. This is the big, C here, the C leg is the big rise up all the way from back in March, from when we had that low in March. And so we're headed down if this bearish Gartley plays out. But if it doesn't play out, if the bearish Gartley doesn't play out, we're going to see this, which is a butterfly. And so what's happened is we've come. Let's get this back on here to just let me. I had it a minute ago. I figured it out. But yeah, this D leg here goes way higher. It keeps going up and up and up. If the bearish Gartley doesn't happen, if that fails, and it's due to fail at a certain point, it's due to fail at this level here. So you measure the level Okay, you measure the level from that point there to there, and it works out to be 1.272 or 1.618. And that there is the D is the 786 of the X point there, the beginning of the A leg. The beginning of the A leg, the D leg is 786 lower, and that is where we are now. Can you see that? So where we are now, I just said that we're at the 786 fib. So this was the high in December 17, this X here. And so we're at the 786 point. And if it fails there, we go down, 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 down. We're going down. Okay, so very interesting. And look, the B there, that was last year's high of 13,880. And we are at about 1.272. This is very interesting that we're at that point now. So this could be a Gartley on a huge time frame. From that, we're at the 786 of the major high. So this will be being viewed a lot because you just press in Gartley to Google and this comes up because this is technology. And when you type in any coding language like React, you get about 150 React things because it's technology. And when you tap in Gartley, you get all these patterns come up. So people think it's not popular. In the scientific and the technical world, it's very popular. So this is the butterfly. So this high here is the 2017 high. And this is the high we're at the moment, having gone down in December. It's on a larger time frame. And so, no, sorry. How can that be? How can that be? This is the one that I'm a little bit confused about. So, so this one here is showing that it's going to go. Oh, we're at the start. That was it there. The C leg was the down there. The down there in March. And we're on the D, and the D just keeps continuing to go up. We're already here. We're already here, and it just keeps going and going and going. And there's certain targets that it'll get to. And I do have those charts, but they're not my charts. So I'm not going to show you those. They're not actually my charts. And I'm not just going to copy what my friend contemporary has done. Nick Trades on Twitter has printed these charts. I just here to show you the pattern and where we are at the moment and what's happening. So if this butterfly works out, this was the low here in March, and this one just keeps going and going and going up in a huge leg upwards. That is if this Gartley fails. And at the moment, we're at the point of where the Gartley, we've hit that 786 of that high there, which was all the way back in December 17. We've hit that high there, and we've been rejected a couple of times now, and we've retracted. And it'll be interesting to see if Bitcoin closes above that 786, especially a weekly candle. So if tomorrow there's a rally and it closes around $16,400, that's a very bullish sign because it's virtually saying that this Gartley, I think there's a range though. There's a range around the 16.1 to 16.4 that's in that range where the Gartley can still be active. But a weekly close over, I think, 16,600. I don't think it's going to do that tomorrow, but maybe the following week. Any close over about 16, that means that the Gartley has failed, and we're looking at this. We're looking at the butterfly. And the butterfly, this will keep going on and on and on, and it will go to the first target of 20, and then there's another target at 24, and there's another target at 29. That's if the Gartley fails, and the probability when a Gartley fails of a butterfly playing out is very high indeed. So let's go back to the chart, in a weekly chart. Let's have a look at the shorter term chart. Let's have a look at the hourly chart where it's all the actions happening. The volume has dropped. Okay, the volume, very low volume. So the price action now is not really that relevant because the volume is so low at the moment. It's the weekend, that's usually why. at the weekend. I think we're way below the 20 hourly moving average at the moment. Let's have a look. And that's usually a barometer of it's come down and it's hit the 100-hour moving average, and it's bouncing around that. And all the moving averages are pointing downwards at the moment because we had that high there on the 13th. So that was yesterday at 2 in the morning. And we've come down, we came down, we tested the 50-hour moving average. So let's have a look at a fib and see where we are with that. Where am I going to draw it from? I'm going to draw it. I could go low to high here. I'll go from this low here because that's a new phase or whatever you want to call it. Okay, yeah, look, that looks pretty much what we're trading at now. That's an interesting one because it's gone up and it used the 236 support a couple of times. Then it came below that, and now it's using the 382 quite nicely. Actually, you can see that it's on that 382. 15858 is the support at the moment, and around that 100 hourly. I really wanted to show you the chart of the Gartley and the butterfly, because in terms of where we're going longer term, that's more important than this chart with such low volume. I'll leave you at that today with just that bit of Bitcoin. So I'll see you all again soon, folks.